What's up, everybody, and welcome to Avatar Activations Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Dante Steele, and I'm also the co founder of Avatar Activation. And today's topic is going to be our story. How Avatar Activations formed, the story behind, what made it start, the things. I think that's going to be something important for y'all to know. For when we get bigger in the future, y'all can, look back at the story, how we came up. Now, before I tell y'all the story, I'm going to apologize in advance because maybe I might pause or something to actually to think about the past and try to tell the story, in a cohesive manner. So I'm apologize in advance, and also, y'all well aware that there's two founders of Avatar Activations, me and Barbara. Well, since Barbara isn't here, I'm gonna have to tell the story from my perspective. And since I don't know the story how, from her perspective, I'm just gonna tell it from my perspective and how she joins into it from my perspective. Okay, now how the story starts is me. I've always had a passion for since like I would say 7, 8 years ago. I was always just looking at metaphysics, quantum physics, subconscious mind, things like that, like the unknown and things of that nature. And I ended up stumbling upon a YouTube video, Avatar Energy Mastery Institute. But at that time, I wasn't really, interested. I don't know. My mind was in other places. I looked at it, but I don't know. It didn't intrigue me that much. So I kind of, I left it alone. I think that was in either 2010 or 2011, I believe, maybe 2011. Well, yeah. So I guess, I left that alone, and then I went into, I started looking into spirituality more because I wasn't really into spirituality that much. But I started looking into it more in between 2011 and 2012. And when I got into spirituality, that's when Avatar Energy Mastery Institute became more intriguing to me. So I ended up joining Avatar Energy Mastery Institute in 2013. See, this is what I was talking about. This is why I apologized beforehand. I messed it up. It was actually 2012, 2011, 2012 when I actually started to look into Avatar Energy Mastery Institute, and I wasn't interested. And then it was 2013 when I actually joined it. Sorry about that. But Barbara, she joined in 2012, and me and Barbara became friends through a group Skype session that a few students will have in the Avatar Energy Master Institute. And yeah, that's when we first got introduced to each other. And I don't know, I'm not gonna say we were that close back then, but that's when we got introduced to each other. Um, yeah, and she was already, doing energy for a year, and I had just started doing energy, so I needed, uh, I was, wanting help, just wanting to hang out and talk to people that already been doing energy for a while. And yeah, and Barbara, and Barbara and a few others, they would always, help me and give me insights and knowledge and stuff like that, and help me out. And uh, one of the concepts that I learned from doing energy as I started to get good at energy and start doing energy for a few months, one of the things I had learned was the concept of um I forgot the word upgrades. There you go. The concept of upgrades. I started to learn about that, and it was something new to me because out of nowhere, I always get hit with just strong emotions, like sadness, anxiety, things that that didn't make sense to me. That just came out of nowhere. It just seemed like it happened for no reason, or just ramp ups in energy and cold energy, heat, things like that just come out of nowhere. Or sometimes it would even be I would even get sick sometimes, and it was through those uh through those upgrades. That's when me and Barbara became close, and a few other people that were in the Skype sessions with us. And yeah, we could it was like we had common ground. We had something that we could relate to, and we'd always give each other support. You know, we're going through the upgrades and things like that. And I guess that's what really made us close because we started talking a lot more. And skyping each other a lot more, and just being and we even started to express emotions to each other that that close people would. Like we would sometimes get on each other's nerves. We would be excited for each other. We would things around that nature. So that's how I knew we were starting to get a lot more closer. And those few people, me, Barb, and a few other people, we actually started calling each other Soul Family, or Soul Fam for short. And and as we go on, I started to get a lot better with energy. I started to notice that I had a knack for explaining energy. Like y'all know me now that I'm not I don't go too deep inside the explanations, but that's what I found that I was actually good at. I was good at explaining, having a good explanations for energy and how to tie energy into metaphysics, and how and have it to where it actually makes sense. That's what I noticed that I was good at. I was starting to get good at. And I believe, yeah, in 2014, I ended up taking a visit to the head instructor of Avatar Energy Mastery Institute, the Michael Monk, the head instructor. I ended up taking a visit to his place, and he ended up giving me an activation. Because I guess he was, handling some real strong energy at that time. So I went to go visit him, and he ended up giving me an activation. I didn't feel it right away, but like like a week after, that's when I actually started to get hit with the energy, and yeah, and it was wild. I felt like super dense, super heavy, like like I was wearing weighted clothes all the time. And yeah, it was kind of scary at first, but as time progressed, I ended up starting to handle it. And as I started to get used to the energy, um, I started to I wanted to test. I wanted to see and test if I had if I could activate people, since my energy was super deep. And actually, and it was actually the summer of 2014 that I was actually interested in somehow making a business behind energy, because that was my passion. Energy energy is my passion. I want to share that with everybody. So I was actually thinking about having a business in the summer of 2014. And yeah, so I believe it was somewhere in the fall, like maybe August of 2014 is when I actually started to give people activations for free on in that school, Avatar Energy Master Institute. I actually started to give people, you know, crystal activations, or energy activations, healings. Just started to give it for free to hone my abilities with giving people activations. And I noticed that I was actually good. I was actually getting, actually really good at it. And I didn't really have anybody that any complaints. Really, everybody seemed satisfied when I gave him activation. They were always excited and joyous. So yeah, that got to me. I was like, okay, yeah, that's exciting. That's maybe this is something that I could really do. And as I started to get better and hone my skills with activating people, I noticed that I had another ability too. I noticed that I could feel people. Like when I was giving them activations, I could feel when certain areas were connected, or the exact time when they became connected. Like for example, if I'm connecting to a person and I'm grounding them, I was able to feel which areas were actually more grounded than others. And I want to say almost every single time I would tell them that area that was connected, or if I were to tell them to connect the area a bit more, they would always say, "Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that was right. You told me exactly when it happened." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool too." I'm noticing that I have these abilities, and actually maybe I can start doing it professionally. So I believe somewhere around September of 2014 is when I actually started to talk to Barbara about starting a business up. And I want to start giving people activations. And she said, yeah, that'd be something that's something I'd be interested in too. She said, I have a passion for creating things, and I believe that creating Organite could help people with their energy too. So I was like, okay, yeah, that'll give us variety. Instead of just giving activation, that'll actually give us some variety. So okay, so that was all just talking. We haven't really planned anything out yet. And then it wasn't until uh I believe it wasn't until November when we actually started to bought the domain and the hosting, and we actually getting everything ready and whatnot. And I was still honing some of my abilities. While still giving people free activations. And as me and Barbara were starting to finalize uh the website and whatnot, I guess we can say we had to make sure um we liked each other, what we liked what we were doing. Like if I felt something from the Organite, and if she felt something from my activations, not that we doubted each other, but we just we want to see, we want to check. So yeah, we were. She was satisfied. She was really satisfied with my activation, and I was, really, really satisfied with her organizing. And by the way, y'all should go, check out some of that organite. Yeah, 'cause that's some real, real strong stuff. Like, yeah, like y'all will feel it if y'all go to sleep with it, you know, with the pendant on around your neck. Y'all definitely feel it. So yeah, I recommend y'all check that out. And it was in December of See, I'm trying to think. It was in November that we actually started to buy the hosting and the domain and actually get the website ready. And it was December of 2014 when we actually launched it, when we actually published the website, and it was on. And actually, I think I'm gonna tell the story up to the present day now, so y'all can get a better understanding where I am, because I've changed since last year. So I really wanna when I wanna tell y'all about that. So after we launched it, I think we maybe a week or so after we launched the website, we did an interview on ET First Contact Radio with Martin Horst. Yeah, and that was fun. And um let's see, and yeah, and I had a few people getting activations from me. But at that time, I wasn't getting a lot, and I didn't know how to you know, handle a business back then, last year. And I would sometimes, yeah, and I didn't know how to handle not having customers. Like, I expected, just out of nowhere, just expected people just to flock towards me, since I had such a good talent for activating people. And so I didn't really understand it. So I got, frustrated and whatnot. But I believe that was, yeah, yeah, yeah. Back then, I didn't know how to handle that. But anywho, in January of 2015, uh, me and Barbara, we actually started planning out meeting each other, and it was in February 2015 where I actually went up to where Barbara is, and I actually stayed at her place for a week, and I met her husband and whatnot. And yeah, it was fun, and we made those videos that you'll see on the channel. We made the intro video, and there are some few other videos that we haven't published. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. We did energy, we merged energy, went into some real deep connections. We smoked marijuana and went super deep in the energy. Yeah, so it was a fun time up there. And that was the first time we met each other in person. And I think that's important to really know if we actually vibe with each other. So, anyways, after that, after I published the videos is when I published the videos late February, early March, I believe. So yeah, that's when I published the videos, and just a little bit after that is when I actually took a break from avatar activations, because, like I said before, I didn't know how to handle just not having people flock towards us, and just be interested and just want and just get have people interested in us. I didn't know how to handle it and have customers, so I ended up taking a break, and I also ended up back then like I said, I was in the explaining and the philosophies and whatnot. I also took a break from that too, as I took a break from avatar activations because I guess something didn't really feel right, and I didn't have a creed back then too, so I didn't really truly know truly have a a real idea on what I wanted avatar activations to stand for. So I took a break, and within that break until uh, I believe September, until September or so. Um, while I was still I was still giving activations here and there, but I wasn't really actively actively spreading us and whatnot. I just really took a break, and within that break between March and September of 2015, I was just looking up, how to, how to handle business, branding and marketing and things like that. And I was also really trying to think of what is the next step for us to take, as like like we all dream about having these deeper level of connections and abilities. But what is the next step that we needed to take? And I was just really thinking about that, and I just kept thinking, man, I don't really want to explain no more. I don't really want to have these philosophies or go through these philosophies anymore. It's getting tiring. Tiring going through these philosophies and not having something done. Not taking action. So I really just thought about that, and what came to mind was that we need to come together. We need to focus on nothing else but physically coming together, and that was when I started to talk to Barbara about that, and she actually agreed with me. So that's when I really started to change it up what we really stood for, and that's where that the creed. I mean, I had a general idea, I wanted to spread energy and whatnot, but this was actually more of a specific creed that I actually that we actually got for the website. So it was in September I actually understood what I wanted to do for avatar activations, and I understood a lot more about business and branding and marketing. So, I was ready to actually come back into being serious with it, and actually, take this business seriously. And this is up, and this is where we're at now to present day. So, thank y'all for listening to our story, my story, the story of avatar activations, and here at Avatar Activations, we're more than just it's more than just about having customers. What we're trying to do is create a community behind our creed, to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and orgonite. We're trying to create a community behind that, so we can actually have opportunities for meetups and seminars to actually physically meet up together and merge together energetically and create that collective consciousness in the physical, so we can have those deeper levels of connections and have those abilities that we dream about, like enhanced telekinesis and enhanced weather control, and things that we dream about that we can't do right now. So let's create that community behind this so we can actually do that. And you can do that by following us on Twitter. The Twitter is at Dante328, at Dante328. You can like our Facebook page, Avatar Activations. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, build our YouTube channel up. You can also check out our vlog or our blog that we post every week. Um, and if you want to follow me outside of Avatar Activations, you can go check out my other channel called Urban Energy Vlogs. And on that channel, the creed behind that is do energy and be you. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be themselves, while being spiritual or doing energy because they feel like they may be judged, or they hear philosophies that say certain ways that you act is bad and whatnot. And that channel is just about, encouraging people to do energy and be you and not be afraid to be themselves. So if that's something y'all interested in, y'all can go check that out. If not, then yeah, it's alright. And remember the creed to spread the experience and awareness of energy through energy activations and Orgonite. Alright, see y'all later. I'm out.